Well, I'm back for another backpacking adventure, which was kind of planned very quickly at the Bolins Creek trailhead. We took the alternate parking, which is this sign here on Stanley's Trail. You go down this hill there, cross the bridge. The normal parking area is off Watershed Road, just above it, but that was full. Here is the normal parking area right ahead of Mike. Mike isn't some random guy I met off the internet. Samuel and I ran into him in the Lost Creek wilderness of Colorado several years back. So we've actually emailed back and forth a few times. Both of us actually have always wanted to do this trail, as it turns out, because it's real close to where my folks live, for one. But it's supposed to be the toughest trail in the eastern U.S. A little over 11 miles, roughly about a mile of elevation gain overall, 3,000 of which is in the first 4 miles. So it's called the Black Mountain Crest Trail. And you head up to Silo Knob first, which is the first 6,000 footer, and then basically you daisy chain all the other 6,000 footers along the ridge over to Mount Mitchell, which is the highest point in the eastern U.S. So, yep, just the Crest Trail, orange blazes, even though it apparently isn't well blazed from what I hear, but it's pretty easy to follow. Just keep heading uphill, and once you get to the top, extreme weather, yeah, shouldn't be an issue now, but yeah, bears could be an issue, but I did bring my bear canister on this trip as a luxury, sort of. An awful lot for just an overnight, but will double as a seat for me. I usually just sit on the ground. So that's Bolins Creek there. Have I mentioned I don't like walking through trees? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have before. Because you can't see a whole lot. Not that it's not pretty, but your view is pretty obscured. It's even worse when it's all uphill, right? Yeah, the little Yancey Rescue ATV got stuck on the way up. They passed us earlier on the trail. They're going to do some training on how to get unstuck right now. We are very close now. We can see light. Lots of sky off there in the distance when the trail turns here. So, should be close to the first good views. Here's Mike breaking out. And Mount Mitchell is right over there. So, yeah, you might be out of room there, but that's quite impressive. Huh? How are you gonna turn it around? You're gonna back down all the way, right? That is amazing. So you doing wilderness first aid training?
Yeah. They're having a race up here that we
No, I was gonna say I could simulate a heart attack or something, you know. Broken leg, you know. Well, it certainly doesn't feel very cool, but at least right here, there's still frost, which you can see on everything, because it's still in the shade. But I don't know, I think it feels warmer than 40 degrees to me, so whatever. Couldn't ask for a better fall day to be out here. I'm sure this would be much more difficult if it was hot and humid. Only took us 2 3/4 hours to get to where we broke out at Cielo Knob. Now, it's a far cry from a death march, but it would certainly be far less fun in the middle of a humid summer day. And I'll still probably have Charlie horses later on. I can feel the twinges at certain times. Definitely a workout on the calves. And we get to the first location where you can have a rope assist if you desire. Apparently there are two more of these. And right after that first rope assist is a nice view. See all the fall colors over there? So far, all these steps going up what I assume is the summit before Deep Gap have been the toughest part of the trail, in my opinion. Oh, still ice. I can guarantee you I'm not cold. I'm sweating. Well, finally broke out to where we got some views again. Heading down into Deep Gap. Apparently, since there's a pretty steep climb out of it, so I'm figuring this must be the big drop down into it. Knee still holding up? Good. Mike had knee surgery earlier this summer and has had some issues. So he actually backed out of the hike 2 days beforehand and then backed back into it again the day beforehand. So I think he's glad that he's here. Now we still have probably an hour and a half of sunlight left, maybe. But we're gonna hit the hay fairly early. There's the trail right there that we're... Not a lot of room on this trail anyway to camp, but even at Deep Gap, got a little fire going and camp set up. It's already at freezing. You know, it was supposed to only get down to 39 according to the forecast on mountainforecast.com, I believe it is, with a hyphen there in the middle, which is usually pretty accurate from everything I'm told. So already chilly. So he's wearing like extra layers. I've got my extra layers on. We're going to go to bed early, probably as soon as the sun dies off. And we fit everything into my bear canister here, so we'll just go put that somewhere. But I'm still using it as a seat for right now. Might as well take advantage of carrying the extra pound plus of, because the Ursack would have been 9 ounces, I think. This is like 33, so yep, a little more than a pound extra. So morning breakfast time. It's actually warmer now than what it was last night. You can see the sun peeking through the trees right there. It got down to at least 28 before we went to bed, which was pretty early, like 7:30, 7:45. And now it's like 33 when I last checked. 34 it looks like. But it's a little breezier, and the wind changed direction, so now it's coming from the west like it normally would. But it's just gonna get packed up, and we have a big climb. Can't see it through all the trees here, but you saw it as we were coming down. Potato Hill, I think it's called. Have to go up about 700 feet here and about 3/4 of a mile. So that'll get us a little warmed up, hopefully. Yeah, still kind of obstructed a little bit, but finally got a little bit of a view. Pretty steep drop off down into the valley there. We made it to the top of Potato Hill in about 40 minutes, roughly. I think that's Mount Craig, the highest peak you can see right there. Yeah, this is about the best view so far to the west that we've had. South of Cattail Peak now, well within the state park boundary. Well, we summited Big Tom here, and at least up here you get better views. You can see summits that we came over, or at least close to the north. Beautiful fall colors down in the valleys. And then we need to go over Mount Craig right there. And then you can just see Mount Mitchell, the parking lot and stuff there. And I'm sure you can't see it on the video, but you can see the little observatory circle thing they have at the summit as well. So, not much left. Just a walk in the park. See, look how relaxed he looks.
Piece of cake.
Yep. And coming up Big Tom was, a challenge. It's strenuous. Worse than Potato Hill, I thought. The first couple hundred yards of Potato Hill, it was fairly steep, but after that, it wasn't too bad. Well, even better views atop Mount Craig. Final push. We're gonna make it.
We're getting close and people have masks on. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
first there's the day packers, and then there's the no packs, and now
Yep.
it's the masks.
Yep.
So I think we got to be really close.
Yep. Well, we've reached this part of the end point. Now to get to the summit. Finish off the hike. Yeah, can't have enough stairs. It's certainly a place to be on a Sunday morning in October, apparently. I actually went up to the summit before we started our hike. But I figure I have to do it again to make it official. Certainly a lot more crowded than it was at 7:45 on Saturday morning. So we just came over all those summits that way.